Welcome, Saints, to a Stamplar video. Today I will be going over gear, CP, and the skills you need. After I get done with all that, then we will go over the rotation for this. First off, I am running currently Mechanical Acuity, a Maelstrom Bow, Velodreth, and War Machine. Make sure that all your pieces are divine. For this, you will be using a Nirnhoned bow. If you don't have a Maelstrom bow, a random bow will do just fine. For your Mechanical Acuity, on your main hand, you will run a Nirnhoned with a Poisoned Weapon enchant. For your offhand, run a Dagger infused with a Weapon damage enchant. Velodreths you can run, and this is what I do personally. When I test, I run 7 medium. However, some guilds require that you have a certain health for a test to become viable. So, make sure that you know and understand what the guild is asking for when you do your testing. If you can, make sure that you have a second set of Velodreths. All your body pieces should be medium. For the enchants on your body pieces, do maximum stamina. I have a maximum health for extra health on my heavy to meet the requirements for some guilds. But if you have a medium and you're testing for a guild that does not require, this will provide the most DPS. But for now, I will be DPS testing in the heavy just to show you the difference between the two. As far as jewelry, I randomly came across this purple one in a coffer, but blue works just as well. Make sure that you have a weapon damage enchant on these. All 64 points need to be in stamina. We are running the Warrior Mundus Stone. Do not run the Lover Mundus Stone when testing. You don't need to inflate your numbers. We are using a bi-stat food of maximum health and maximum stamina. Because I'm running War Machine, I'm getting 5% more damage with Minor Slayer. And I am currently a stage 4 vampire. Some trials you will have to knock that down to stage 2. So if you need to do that, make sure that you have the required food for that. For our poison, we are running the double poison. It is damage health poison. For this, we use Blessed Thistle, Dragonthorn, and I may not have it, Fleshfly Larva. For our weapon power, or our pot, we use Essence of Weapon Power, Brutality, Major Savagery, and restores stamina. Plus, it grants us Major Endurance. We get 20% extra stamina recovery this for 47.6 seconds, which is very helpful. As far as skills are concerned, we will be using on our bow bar Endless Hail, Razor Caltrops, Poison Injection, Repentance, Resolving Vigor, and Crescent Sweep. On our dual wield bar, we run Power of the Light, Rearming Trap, Rending Slashes, Biting Jabs, Deadly Cloak, and Flawless Dawnbreaker. The reason for Flawless Dawnbreaker and Rearming Trap on the same bar compared to some of the other builds is because of the passive. We are not on our bow bar for very long, so we want to increase our weapon damage on our dual wield bar, which we are on for a bulk majority of any DPS testing or fights. So we want to take advantage of that passive. Undaunted. Once I get my Undaunted up, you will want Undaunted Command, and you will want Undaunted Metal. Now, if you are running all 7 pieces of medium, you will not get as much as if you were running 1 light, 1 heavy. So keep that in mind. We only need Resolving Vigor and Major Caltrops out of Assault. I have Purge for VSO, because you will need a Magicka dump, and this one is a massive Magicka dump. Take all the passives out of Redguard skills. And this one you will absolutely want to have medicinal use. This will give us a 30% increase for our pots that we pop. This is very useful, very necessary. So make sure that you level up your alchemy to get that. Make sure that if you are a vampire, you have all the passives that you need taken out for that. Heavy armor, if you are running the heavy armor, take out these 3 passives. Take out every single passive in medium armor. Take out every passive in bow, and the only 2 that we are using for skills is Poison Inject and Endless Hail. On our dual wield bar, we only use 2. I accidentally purchased Hidden Blade, but you do not need that one. You need Rending Slashes and Deadly Cloak, and then take out all the passives. Restoring Light, we only really use Repentance. Therefore, we do not need Sacred Ground because we do not cast any of the other abilities that are listed in here. Because we have 1 ability, it increases the healing effects from your Restoring Light. And we actually don't use Restoring Light. I take that back. Provides bonuses for Restoring Light abilities, increases the duration of Restoring Aura by 20%, Healing Ritual grants 2 ultimate, Channeling Rite of Passage. We only use Restoring Aura, which is we use Repentance, the morph of it. So this will help benefit us. Master Ritual just increases this resurrection speed. This is necessary. This is very necessary because you want to keep people up as much as possible. 30 seconds of a DPS down is 750 K loss if they are only hitting 25,000. If they're hitting any higher, that number increases. So get people up as fast as possible. Dawn's Wrath, we only need Power of the Light for an ability. This is nice, it generates 3 ultimate and it can occur every 6 seconds. We get Minor Sorcery for your group for 20 seconds. Also increases your spell damage, but we don't have any spell damage. Well, we don't have much spell damage, so that doesn't really matter to us. But the utility of the minor sorcery to you and your group is what we are after. This will help majorly by reducing the cost of everything. Adric Spear. Crescent Sweeps. This is going to be the ultimate you use. You do not use Dawnbreaker if you are using War Machine. In fact, you should not use Dawnbreaker unless you absolutely have to. Because for some reason you don't have Crescent Sweeps or something. I don't know what that situation would call for, but this will be the ultimate to use. Biting Jabs. This is going to be our nice little spammable if we can. And then take out all the passives. And that's it for skills. On to champion points. I currently have 40 into Warlord, 75 into Tenacity, 75 into Mooncalf, 25 into Shadow Ward, and 25 into Tumbling. Now, this is where it gets tricky. I currently have 60, 60, 40 into those, and then I have 55. This one will change. Piercing will change. If your group is absolutely optimized, you do not need 25 points. In fact, you don't even need 11 as suggested to me. You can get by with 7 points. That's all you need if the group is completely optimized. And that means every single ability that is debuffing or putting penetration onto the enemy is up. If the uptime is perfect, you only need 7. That being said, the likelihood of something not being up 100% of the time is very likely. I recommend going for 11 CP into this if your group is optimized. If they are not, or if you are solo testing, go back up to 25. Now, another thing you can do with, if you go to 11 points, you can slide this into Mighty, to Precise Strikes, to Thaumaturge, and into Master at Arms. So that is a nice benefit. However, because I will be going over rotation with you guys, we are going to reapply that to 25. As far as the red tree is concerned, this will change for every vet trial you do. You might have 66 one day and 38 into Spell Shield one day, and then you might have 66 here and 0 here. So it all depends on what trial you are doing. And that is the CP setup for this build. Now, as far as the test is concerned, what we will do is we will pop our pot, wait until about 30 seconds, maybe less, depending on how many pots you plan on going through on a test. Another thing to keep in mind is that do not use your good pots and poisons on a test dummy until you are absolutely comfortable with your rotation. Use trash pots, use trash poisons. I am comfortable with this, and I have plenty to use, so I can use as many as I need. But if you are not able to do so, don't bother wasting it. What we are going to do is we are going to start with a pot, and then we are going to Blade Cloak, drop our dots, ulti, and I missed it. Ideally, you want Power of the Light up as much as possible. You're going to power the light, heavy attack, into rearming trap, into rending slashes, light attack, biting jabs, light attack, blade cloak, light attack, power the light, endless hail, light attack, caltrops, light attack, poison inject, light attack into your ulti. And then you're just going to keep this up. You should only need 2 heavy attacks per dual wield bar rotation. If you are having trouble sustaining, you might have to do a 3rd one. But we sure hope that you don't need help sustaining on this. Power of the light will not be up 100% of the time anyway, just because of the rotation that we are doing, but it should be up a good majority. And do not bother doing your ulti right away. Use that ulti when you are bar swapping, because the animation, you do not want to go through the entire animation. And even though that was sloppy, that was still 27k. But that is the basics to that rotation. Looks like I have my ulti up, so I will not have to worry about rebuilding ulti. Let's see here. Let's get away from the dummy, and I will go through the full rotation and show you what a 30k parse looks like. Pop our pot. Wait until we get about halfway or less. And the reason for that is that we have as much uptime as possible on it. So we're getting our stamina back a lot faster. On a 6 mil, it's a lot different. But on a 3 mil, we shouldn't have any troubles. And that is 30k rotation. Now, I was running out of stamina at the very end. If you find that you are having trouble with that, you may need to add more points into your Arcanus, or not your Arcanus, into, let's see here, into Tenacity and Mooncalf. If that's still not enough, or if you do not want to allocate CP into those, the other option is to put regen glyphs on your jewelry. That will take away from your weapon damage though, so you have to keep that in mind. It would be a lot better for you to change your CP to meet the requirements for this rotation than it would be to lose weapon damage. The other option is to go with a 3 heavy attack rotation, which would then be Power of the Light, heavy attack, rearming trap, heavy attack, rending slashes, heavy attack into biting jabs, and that would be your 3. But that is my current build. Keep in mind this doesn't work for everybody, but it is a very, very nice build. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in a trial.